Alright, I just thought I would do this quick little video overview of my solar mining setup. I set this up probably about 2 weeks ago. I got a really good deal on a desktop i9 processor, NVIDIA 2070 Super video card for less than $1,000, and I wanted to try mining. I didn't want to miss out on the whole Ethereum craze, so I set up a basic little system using excess solar power. I wasn't going to run a mining rig unless I had clean renewable energy. And I had a bunch of solar power that just wasn't being utilized, so I figured this would be a decent way to get something back. So this is my MPP LV2424 MSD solar controller. It has the MPP built in, and it also has about a 3 kilowatt hour battery hooked to it. I'm only mining during the peak solar hours because I don't want to. The solar system was set up for my refrigerator during our rolling blackouts in California, and I still want that battery to be accessible for my fridge just in case. But during the day I'm generating too much solar power. So right now my battery is actually maxed out. It's a used battery, so it doesn't go all the way up to 29 volts. But yeah, you can see it's only charging right now at 1 amp. But the output active power, that's my fridge is actually running right now with my mining rig, so that's why it's 319. Normally it's running at about 180, 190 watts with just the mining rig going. Yep. Anyways, you can see that it's pulling power directly from the solar panels. And what I'm doing here is I'm using VNC, remote desktop, to connect to a notebook that I have hooked to my MSD solar controller. Yeah, and switching over to my mining rig, here it is. I'm using Microsoft Remote Desktop. Actually on Windows Home, there's actually a way to enable it. Usually Remote Desktop's only available with the Pro version of Windows, but there's a way to enable it on Home. Anyways, this is, like I said, an i9 processor with an NVIDIA 2070 Super 8 gigabytes of RAM. And you can see it's mowing through those Ethereum packets at about 43 megahash a second. You can see that I have the MSI Afterburner software right there, so I did a little tweaking to the memory. I dropped the power usage to the core. But yeah, without those tweaks, I was getting about 37, 38 megahash. Now I'm getting about 43, so that's a pretty decent improvement. Yeah, and here's my Ethermine right here, my Ethermine account. And you can see basically I'm just running during the day when I have that excess solar power. I might as well be using it. And hooking the mining rig up was the easiest way to do it. It's a pretty small solar system. I have 800 watt panels, two 400 watt panels, actually two 420 watt panels. So I'm getting about 840 watts. That's the theoretical. Normally I get a little over 600. They're probably not super optimal in terms of their angle and everything. I should tweak that a bit. But yeah, you can see with the chart down there, it's just running during the day. I have it set up with the task scheduler, so essentially it goes to sleep at 6:30 p.m. and it wakes back up at about 8:30 a.m. and then the batch file for Phoenix Miner starts up at about 8:45 or something, and then it just chugs along until, what did I say, like 6:30 p.m. and there's a script to kill that batch file, and then it just goes into sleep mode and starts all over the next day. Yeah, and like I mentioned a minute ago, it's just I set up this simple little solar system just to power my fridge during the PG&E power safety shutdowns during the summer, and I have excess solar during the day, so I just have this headless computer that, you know, for better or for worse, right now it's running right next to the fridge. It's a few feet away, but yeah, I ran a plug up from my inverter through the sill plate, and so that's the only plug I have to the solar system. It runs the fridge, and it's running the PC right now. And like I mentioned, I have remote PC on here, remote desktop. So, and it's pretty much all automated with task scheduler. So it just kind of starts up during the day and then goes to sleep at night. And like I mentioned, here are the two 420 watt solar panels. And you can see the cabling right there. It goes to the inverter, which is under the house. And then last but not least, there's the battery. There's the notebook that I can VNC into, which is hooked to the inverter, and I can see how much power is coming in and how much is going out. Ow. There's the breaker from the solar panels to the inverter, and this actually has a transfer switch, so if the battery is too low, it'll cut over from the grid. This doesn't backfeed into the grid, but it takes power from the grid if you need it. And there's the circuit breaker that goes to the fridge and the miner. The solar setup was about $2,200 to set up between the battery, the inverter, miscellaneous wiring, breakers, and the solar panels. And the PC was about $1,000. It's going to take me a while to break even on it, but that wasn't really necessarily the idea. Yep. Anyways, I'm going to use the PC for some other stuff at some point, like some GIS stuff. So it's not just mining, and it was a good deal. Yeah, there are the panels one more time. They're pretty large, but a decent amount of energy coming through. I think it was like $220 per panel.